everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and today we're doing another episode of Get Ready With Me to Go Out Into the World. And today, I'm sure you read the title, I'm going out to get a tattoo. And I'm super excited about it, although I did make this appointment on a whim. I'll talk about it here as I get ready, but I'm gonna use some of the products that I shopped my stash for this month and just a couple just random things I'm gonna be grabbing for. But I'm gonna put on some primer. This is the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. This is a product I shopped my stash for this month. And you know what? I think I love it. I think I love this. I wouldn't buy this in a full size, but I'm really, really enjoying having this a lot. So you just do one little squirt, and I feel like it's such a nice smoothing, lightly pore filling, makeup extending. It's just nice, a nice all around primer. It has such a great texture, such a nice scent. I love the scent of Tatcha's products a lot. One thing I have found with this primer though is if you over blend it, it will start pilling. So just put it on your skin till it's like in there and then leave it alone. Like don't over blend it around. As I'm over blending it around. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, I'm gonna let that sink in and I'm gonna do eyes first. And the palette I shopped my stash for this month was this, the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. And you know what? I freaking love this. I can't believe this palette was just sitting over there in my palette little thing, languishing. And I'm glad I rediscovered it because I feel like when I first was using this palette, I didn't love it, and I feel like either my taste has changed now or my skills have changed, but I find this palette so easy to use, so beautiful, pigmented, buttery, blendable. Like, I haven't found one shade yet that isn't amazing, and I've used this almost every day so far this month. It's so freaking good. The only thing is they don't sell it in this formula anymore. So when this palette first came out, I don't remember why they changed it. They made it like non-vegan and this is vegan, something like that. It was a whole controversy. But now when you buy it, it doesn't have the signature. It has like a block lettering. That's the new one. So if you have this like OG palette and it's just kind of sitting there, pull it out. It will blow your mind whole. It is so good. So this is what I'm gonna use today. I'm just gonna kind of grab a few of the mattes, shimmers, just do a little something on my eyes. And I'm absolutely loving this brush lately. This is Chikuhodo for Beautylish brush. I got this as a Christmas gift. Christmas, I think so. A couple of years ago, if not a few years ago at this point. And I usually really love Morphe's brushes, but I've mentioned this in videos before, but these literally feel like an old straw broom. They are so irritating to my eyes now, and I used to love that they were kind of scratchy like that, but now they're just irritating, so I'm trying to go for all of my most soft brushes, and this one, obviously, I've been using it. But I like to use these little, like, it's like a color switch thing, and you just kind of rub your brush on it, and it kind of wipes off. It's not gonna clean your brush, it's just gonna take off shadow that's on it currently, so you won't, like, you could use a light pink shadow and it's not going to come out brown, you know? What do I want to do today? And I do already have on eye primer, of course, the Morphe eye primer, my all-time favorite. I kind of want to try something else lately. Lately I've been really wanting to try the Urban Decay primer potion. I don't know why, but I've been really wanting to try that one lately, but I just love that one. Oh my gosh, this brush feels like an angel is licking my eyelid. It's so soft. And I used to be very, oh my god, I forgot what color I just dipped into. What color did I just use? Oh no. I'm just gonna guess that it's this one. Well, we'll see. Anyway, what the heck was I saying? No, that wasn't it. Well, just gonna have to switch it up. I used to think that really soft brushes didn't work that well because, I mean, I guess I've used a lot of soft brushes in my time, but sometimes when the bristles are too long, they don't really blend. They kind of just bend back and forth when you're using it, like the bristles just bend. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I have found some super soft brushes that I really love, this being one of them. I mean, I've had this for a long time, but I've really been using it almost every day now. And the thing with having an expensive brush, which this is, luckily it was a gift though, is you don't want to use them. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to use the nice things. I just want to have it forever and never actually use it. But now that I've been using it every day, I'm really, really, really loving it and appreciating having it. I think I do want to use a smaller brush though. I'm going to grab one of these Morphe ones for that red color. Just because I think that brush is a little bigger and I might just make a total mess with this shade. Because I don't really know what I'm doing, you know? I was really sick at the beginning of the month and I had the virus. And I haven't gotten it yet after all this time. Even working retail, I never took a day off during the pandemic. I never got sick. So I literally thought I was a unicorn. I thought, oh my God, I am a unicorn. You are a paragon. I was out of work for a long time. I don't even know where I'm going with this story. This is the Celestial Seasonings honey. It's green tea, honey, lemon, ginseng. It's so freaking good. So I put just the tea in here. I put 2 bags and a 1 packet of the true lemon, like crystallized lemon stuff. Oh my goodness, it's so, so good. But I have to keep remembering that it has caffeine in it because I drink it so fast because it tastes so good. And then I'm like crazy. I feel like my eyes can't focus. And one time I got so into black tea. Like I love black tea and I love my tea unsweetened. I just love it bitter and full of tannins. That's how I like it. But the tea Java black tea that's in that big glass thing, I was drinking that like it was water and it never really occurred to me how much caffeine I was drinking. And I remember being at work and we were having like mid-year check-ins or something like that. And I was trying to talk to all of my team members. And I remember my eyes just darting all over the place. I looked insane, but I feel like I couldn't focus. I was blinking millions of times per minute, just all like a crazy person. And it slowly dawned on me that I was chugging huge glass bottles of black tea all day long. And I don't know why I never thought that I was affected by caffeine, and then that really changed my mind. So I gotta be careful with this tea because I keep forgetting it's loaded with caffeine, and I put 2 bags in there. Anyway, stayed up late last night watching a movie called I Saw the Devil. My boyfriend had recently watched it and loved it, so he put it on. And I wasn't expecting it to be 2.5 hours long, so I stayed up till after midnight. But the thing with waking up early every single day is you will wake up early every day, no matter how little sleep you had. I could go to bed 2 o'clock in the morning, which I don't know when I'm gonna ever stay up that late again. I could go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'll still wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock every day. So that's what happened this morning. I woke up at 6, even though I went to bed after midnight. And then there's like a weird point in the night when you've been awake for so long and you're feeling so tired, but then you get like a second wind right when you're about to go to bed and you're like, well, fine, I'm wide awake now. I guess I'll just stay up till 3. I didn't do that, but that's how I felt when I went to bed. I thought I was gonna stay up a lot later. So I'm feeling tired, so I'm gonna be drinking that tea for my appointment. And what time is it actually? 10:50. Okay, it's 10:50. My appointment's at 12:30, so I can't dilly-dally, and I feel like I'm just messing with this eyeshadow forever. But I'm liking the way it's coming out. A little red on the outside corner, yellow in the front. I was gonna put a shimmer on it, but now I kind of don't want to. Let me swatch a couple of these. I really want to wear one of these shimmers, so I'm gonna swatch a couple and see. Oh my God, these are so creamy. Oh my gosh, like I can't get over this palette. I really wish I had appreciated this palette a lot more when it first came out. I mean, look at that. They're so good. This palette is one that's so fun to swatch because you could just like, it's so fun. Ooh, that gold one. Let's do that gold one. Oh my gosh, this is such a good palette. And the shimmers stick onto the lid so well. I can't believe that I didn't like this palette back then, but I'm thinking maybe I just wasn't using eye primer for one. I know I wasn't using eye primer. And I feel like eye primer has really transformed the way that I interact with eyeshadow, because I used to think the eyeshadows were bad, but I think sometimes my lids were either just way too dry, the shadow had nothing to cling on to, And I think now primer has definitely changed. Not a lot of fallout, but a little bit, so just enough to wipe away. And I'm still using the Dior, oh my god, I just got eyeshadow all over it. The Dior Purifying Micellar Water. Did I need to buy a $40 micellar water? No, I did not. But I couldn't resist it. I had to see if it was worth it. Is it so far? No, it's not. Does it work any better than Garnier? No, it does not. Well, I was hoping to have to get this video done and at least one video for my other channel before I leave, but I don't think I'm gonna get to. All right, so foundation, I'm gonna use the Neutrogena serum foundation. This is the product I shot my stash for. And I finished up the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I finished it up, I scraped it out with my little spatula tool, and I'm so proud of myself. I used it up, so now I'm moving on to something else. I was so thrilled to have used up that foundation. Although I loved it so much and I would have repurchased it, it is no longer available, unfortunately. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't know that while I was using it, because I know for a fact I would have stopped using it just to kind of have it forever for some reason. But I'm glad I used it up. Very, very light on the skin. This is going to be a nice summer foundation, I think. Very, very light on the skin. Just kind of something dewy, skin-like. Very tinted moisturizer-esque, but it's really pretty, and it builds up really nicely too if you wanted some more coverage. I'm gonna use the Dior Flash Perfector Concealer. I really, really enjoy this one a lot. And I think I'm gonna use this one on my under eyes today too, just because I haven't used this in a while. I'm very hooked on my Colfi. Oh my god, I forgot the name of it. I'm very hooked on that one for my under eyes, but I do like some other stuff. I just don't use them as often anymore because that one has just taken over my life. But I love this little brush. I'll never get over this little applicator. It's so nice to use, fits really nicely in this little area, and just kind of fun to paint on your face anyway. Oh my god, I haven't even talked about the tattoo. So I did make this appointment on a whim. It was given to me as a suggested post or like an ad or something that this tattoo artist was going to be doing a guest spot at a tattoo shop here that I'd never heard of, and she was going to be doing some flash during her appointments. And flash, if you don't know, is like a pre-made picture, and it's usually just like small stuff, really quick things that the artist can do, nothing too intricate. Not really any sort of personalized pieces. So if you've ever been in a tattoo shop or you just can see them in movies or something, when you see them on the wall, it's like a big poster type thing with a bunch of little pictures on it. That's usually what the flash is. And it's just stuff the artist is really good at doing, can do quickly. Like I said, nothing too intricate. And she was doing some of those pieces. And some of them were so cute. Oh my gosh, there's a bug with like a jewel in it that was so cute. I wanted that one. But I was going through what she was offering, and there were some really pretty little floral pieces, like little flowers and stuff. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have to get one of those. I haven't seen the final product yet, so I'm hoping it's gonna be something I'm happy with. I'm sure it is, because it's gonna be the flash piece, but she's gonna like doctor it up a little bit. I did ask if she could include a few other different flowers in the piece. So I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Because I checked out the other things she was doing, because she posts them on her Instagram. The other things she's been doing during her like guest spot there. And it's all the flash pieces, and they're coming out good, so I'm sure it'll be fine. And of course I did look into her Instagram to see how the floral pieces come out that she does. And they're super cute. They're really simple, which is really what I want. So that's what I'm getting, and I'm super excited about it. And fun fact, I forgot I made the appointment until yesterday. She sent me a confirmation, and I was like, oh crap, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. And I forgot to tell my boyfriend too. So in that moment I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow. Forgot to tell you. This is the Becca powder. I don't remember what it's called. Hydra Mist Set Refresh Powder. And it's good. It's a really nice loose powder. They don't make this anymore. This brand doesn't exist. So I'm just going to use them while I have them. And I think I have 2 of these actually. So just getting some use out of it. And I really like it. Is it any better than my current favorite powder, the Hard Candy Chilling Wonder Sheer Envy Loose Powder? No, this is amazing. Oh, this is so, so good. And every time I use this, I'm wishing I was using this, but it's still good. It's still good for what it is. And I'll use it up. I don't know if that Dior concealer is giving me the coverage I want on my under eyes. I'm just used to what the Kulfi does for me. So I'm gonna add a little bit of it. Just a little bit. Bronzer, I'm going to use the Ulta Beauty Faux Glow Matte Bronzer. This is another product I shopped my stash for and I'm loving it. I feel like I can see the outline of the pan in the product. So I'm hoping I can hit pan on this. I think that'd be kind of cool. Haven't hit pan on something in a while. And I also wanted, another thing I wanted to talk about in this video was how my opinion has changed about dupes. So I did a video, I think it was back in February, talking about the e.l.f. mascara with the Benefit mascara, the roller lash one, and the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. And I was talking about how I don't like dupes. I don't like when brands like very blatantly rip off other products. You know, they called it the name very similar and the packaging is almost identical. And I just don't like that kind of stuff, or I used to. One of you guys left me a comment that it immediately changed my mind on dupes. And I thought, oh my God, I'm such a hypocrite. So one of you guys left me a comment asking about store brands and generics. And it had never occurred to me until that moment that store brands are technically dupes, and they, you know, tend to do packaging very, very similar, if not identical. The branding is the same, except it's a store brand. And it never occurred to me that those are dupes. It's just the store's brand of that product. And how many of those that I use, it never even dawned on me. So for me to get super upset and be like, I can't believe e.l.f. is ripping off Benefit, I use dupe products all the time. And it never occurred to me until that moment. So I have completely changed my mind on dupes. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore if brands copy other brands. I mean, there are still companies I'm not going to support, like Makeup Revolution. I don't like what they do with their dupe stuff. It's kind of, that to me is still kind of gross. But I don't care otherwise. I don't care. Do your own version of whatever's popular out there. I would say if the packaging is identical, I'm still going to be kind of weirded out about it. Like, you could have made it your own. But I don't care anymore. I don't care. Do dupes. I don't feel one way or the other, and I'm not going to put any energy into hating or like actively avoiding them anymore. Who cares? It's just makeup, you know? But of course there are still some, you know, brands that tend to rip off, like indie brands. I know Makeup Revolution's gotten in trouble for doing that before. They like copied Manny MUA's product, and there was another one that did like a honey lip mask or something. They kind of copied her product identical. So there are some things like that that I'm still kind of like, ugh, about. But for the most part, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't want to care either way. And if I want to buy them, I'm going to buy them, and I'm not going to feel weird about it or bad about it anymore. Just, who cares? And I think it's because of that comment, honestly, because it made me realize how many dupe things I buy. For example, this hard candy powder is obviously trying to be this Becca powder. The name is very similar, the claims are very similar, but when I bought this, I didn't feel weird at all. I was like, I want that powder, even though obviously it's trying to dupe the Becca powder. But there are some, I don't know why I get like all bent out of shape about it. But I decided, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm just not gonna care. This is the CoverFX highlighter in the shade Moonlight, another product I shopped my stash for that I'm loving. Loving, loving, loving. I'm feeling so tired. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling so tired. I better perk up. Dang, I've noticed my eye shape change so much as I'm getting older. Like, I feel like once I relax my eyes, the eyeshadow shape that I created is so different. It's weird. Aging is so weird. I mean, a privilege. What a privilege to get older, but still kind of like weird. I'm not sure what blush I want to use. I shopped my stash for the Stila convertible color, and you know what? I'm absolutely loving it, but I don't know about it for this eyeshadow. I kind of feel like not using the one I shopped my stash for. I'm gonna find something else. Oh, I know what I want to use. I just gotta find it. It's an Ulta blush. The Ulta mineral blush in the shade Tiger Lily. I think that's the one. I'm gonna find it. It's got to be right here on the front somewhere. I know. Well, I thought it was right there on the front because all the other mineral blushes are right there on the front, but I'm going to use this one instead. It's the Balm Beach Long Wearing Blush. This is a really pretty, goes with everything, nude for my skin tone, like just good blush. And I actually did, I bought a mystery box from the Balm, and I hadn't made a purchase from the Balm in a long time, and I was like just thrilled with what I got. I haven't tried any of it yet, but I was really excited about it. And I did film the unboxing. Let me know if you want to watch it. I never put it up because I don't know, I don't know. Didn't put it up for some reason. And this blush is kind of the same general vibe of the Ulta blush too. Just kind of something to be blushy, but not to, I don't know, compete with the eyeshadow. You know what I mean? You know what I'm kind of feeling? My eyes start like feeling funny. I think I'm drinking that tea too fast. And I think I'm just tired too. Oh, I should have just taken a nap. Cool! I love it. Oh my gosh. I think I'm in love with it. I think I love this blush. I'm gonna put it in the drawer. I'm gonna put it in the drawer so I can use it all the time. Eyebrows. You know I only own one eyebrow pencil, the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in dark brunette. I think that's kind of interesting. There aren't a lot of products I only own one of. And I was actually writing out a list the other day because I thought I'd make an interesting video. And brow pencils is one of them, just one. I know that's normal for a lot of regular people, but us crazy beauty lovers are always like, I gotta have 5 on hand at any one time in case I change my mind about the color of the brows I want to do that day. But I only have one, and I was super excited to realize that. Once I run out of this one, I do want to repurchase the Rimmel eyebrow pencil. I just really loved that Kind and Free pencil a lot. I loved everything about it. If I can get done here by 11:30, it's 11:11 right now. I think I'm gonna take a nap for 30 minutes before I go. I'm feeling just tired. And I never feel tired. I wake up with energy. I feel good throughout the day at work. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't drink coffee. I drink tea because I like it, not necessarily for the caffeine. But I don't even drink that every day. But I don't know, I just rarely feel tired. So when I do, it's like a whole thing. I won't stop talking about it because I'm like, it's weird that I'm tired. But I'm sure once I get outside and I'm in the sun, I'm driving around, I'll feel good. But once I feel that needle, and once I hear the buzzing of the tattoo machine and I feel that needle, I'll wake up very quickly. I don't think I'm gonna do any lower lash eyeshadow. I just kind of wanted to stay kind of clean. I do want to do a bright pop on the inner corner though. And I love these two right here. They're very, very similar when you look at them. Maybe that first one has a little bit of yellow in it, but they're so similar once you get them on the eyes. But oh my God, this palette, I can't believe how good this palette is and how I've just been missing out. I really do regret not using this a lot when it first came out. Because every now and then when I'm doing Shop My Stash videos or any makeup in a video, I feel weird about using stuff that's discontinued or that you can't get anymore in the original formula, whatever. But I also love using what I have and showing you guys that are watching the videos, you know, just use what you have. You know, you don't always have to go buy all the newest things. Although I love buying new stuff and trying out new stuff, I also really love using the things I already have and rediscovering them. So hopefully it doesn't make you feel weird when I use something that you can't necessarily get anymore. I'm hoping more it's just like an inspiration to to pull out what you already have. Pull out your old palette and, you know, rediscover it. I feel like I'm missing something. It might be the lower lash eyeshadow, but I think once I put mascara on, I'll forget about it. I'm gonna do some setting spray. This is the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. It's in a new bottle because the Wet n Wild bottles I always use finally stopped working because I've had them forever. And this is the bottle from Akar. It's their Balanced Toning Mist. I would buy this again just for this bottle. This is the best sprayer ever, and I've had it for a long, long time, and it has never given out on me. So, Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. Always take the fanning moment to fluff the hair a little bit so it's not flat on my head. Cool, I'm loving it. I love this setting spray so much. It just brings so much life to my skin. And even though I'm feeling tired, I don't think I look tired. I think I look glowy and awake, ready for the day. Okay, mascara. Of course I'm using the Sky High Primer. I can't put this down and I never want to. And I'm gonna use the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Stretch and Strengthen Mascara, another one that I'm like, I forget how good this is. Every time I pull it out, I'm like, why don't I use this every single day? And I feel like this is a very, very similar mascara to the Melt Supernatural Lash Mascara. Like, these have the same effect, very similar formulas. They're very, very close in everything. So just a heads up, I don't know. Okay, and while I put on my mascara, I wanted to talk about one more thing, my vlog channel. Ugh. I did not realize how hard it was going to be to vlog. I bought a vlogging camera and everything, and you know what? It's not as easy as vloggers make it look. And I guess if you're really good at what you do, you kind of make it look easy and you make it look like anybody could do it. Vlogging is hard. It's hard to figure out what to video, what even to record. It's hard not to be critical about everything that's in your background. Like if I'm recording something in the kitchen, I'm like, oh my God, there's something on the table, I gotta clean that off, or I gotta wipe that down, I gotta put that dish away. Like it's hard not to be so critical about that, but that's also the point of vlogging, is to show your everyday real life. But it's hard. And then the camera, of course, the lighting, if you're outside, if you're inside, it messes with the camera a little bit, then you gotta go fix all the colors. And it's just a whole thing. And it's been very, very difficult for me, and I feel so bad about not vlogging as much as I thought I was going to. Like, I thought I was just gonna be like a natural vlogger, and it's actually kind of difficult. It's hard to feel comfortable filming in front of anybody, and it's weird. It's kind of hard. Now, and I really respect vloggers out there now that are doing it every day, or that film stuff and just feel like natural. It's definitely hard work. And my Palm Springs video, let me tell you, me and my cousin went to Palm Springs, had a blasty blast. It was so much fun. I did take my vlog camera, and I don't think I pulled it out once, to be honest, because it was just hard. It was hard to like figure out what to record, but I did record a lot of clips on my phone, and I always intended to put them all together in a cohesive looking video. Let me tell you what I did. I had my freaking finger in front of the camera most of the time. I was watching it back and I was like, what is that that's in the way? I thought there was a smudge on my lens on my camera, but no, it's my finger. So that just goes to show you, I am not cut out for vlogging, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep trying. I also gotta figure out the camera that I bought, because it looks pretty straightforward, but the lighting just changes so dramatically. Like if I'm standing in front of a window, and the lighting doesn't change like that when I use this camera or my phone, but with the vlogging camera that I bought, it's like a whole thing, and it's just frustrating. And then I'm having trouble with the audio. I thought I fixed it, but I tried to get a clip that I recorded on that camera the other day to edit it this morning. No audio. I don't know why that is. It's so frustrating. So if you're wondering what's going on with the vlog channel, that is it. So I think if I do anything on that channel now, it's just going to be filmed on my phone, because I got to figure out that camera, because that's what's holding me back right now. And just having ideas and what to even vlog, what's even interesting, and you know what I mean? It's challenging for me, and I'm kind of sad about it, because I thought it was going to come so naturally, I guess. I love this mascara. It's so clumpy and thick and volumizing. I love it. I did get a little down here. I'm gonna wait till that dries. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna clean up this little smudge I made there, but I'm gonna go change. It's 11:22. I have time for a nap. I honestly think I'm gonna go take a quick nap and I'm gonna leave here at 12 to kind of get there on time. That is it. That is my makeup. I am going to include some little footage here after this so you can see where I went, my tattoo, all that kind of stuff if you're interested in that. Stay tuned. If not, you're just here for the makeup. This is the finished look. I love the way it came out and I'm really glad that I picked out this blush. I love this color so much because it's there, but it's not in your face and it doesn't compete with the eyes, which are a little bit on the colorful side. I really like the way this came out, and I think what brings it all together is the Pixie Makeup Fixing Mist. It just adds like this nice healthy glow to the skin that is just perfection. Anyway, if you're here for the makeup, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. If you want to check out the little vlog at the end, stay tuned. Okay, I'm on my way. I didn't end up taking a nap because I heard a helicopter circling and they were doing like an announcement going, "Sir, put your hands behind your back, get on your knees." And I was like, I have to go outside and see what's going on. Turns out it was literally in my backyard in the ditch. Oh my gosh, so exciting. It wasn't like a SWAT situation or anything, but I did go outside and look and I saw a guy. It just looked like a homeless person. I don't know. They didn't seem like they were doing anything crazy. They were by themselves. But maybe because they were in the ditch, I don't know. There was no water in it or anything, but anyway, they got the guy and then I came back inside, filmed the video for my other channel, and now I'm headed over there. It's 12:10 right now and it's like 13 minutes away, so hopefully I'll get there in time. All right, we are here. And when I say we, I mean you and me. I'm here by myself. I got here 5 minutes early, which is amazing. Wish me luck.
Apple blossoms are gorgeous. Oh, apple blossoms are so pretty.
Ooh, I did it. I survived. I got it. It's so nice. I decided not to get it in color because I just kind of really liked the black and gray with the shading. I think it looked awesome. I'll show it more when it's nice and healed and stuff. And it has the Tegaderm like tape stuff on it, so I know it looks like there's like plastic on it, but that's there to kind of help it heal. Ooh, I love it so much. I'm sure you'll be seeing it in my videos and stuff. But I survived. It took about an hour. It's 1:33 right now, so it went really quickly. It hurt like the dickens. It hurt so bad. But tattoos are one of those weird things that like they hurt a lot, but then once it's over, you kind of forget it hurt, and then you're like, I could get another one, you know what I mean? So now that I did that, that's what my entire Palm Springs videos look like on my phone. Anyway, yes, hurt a lot, especially right here by the wrist, like on the tendon and stuff. It hurt a lot. But I think it looks really cool. It's just like some different flowers, little sunflower and stuff in there. I think it looks super awesome and I'm super happy with it. And I'm so glad I didn't get the color. I think it looks really good in just black and gray shading. Love it so much. I'm super thrilled with it. Thank you for coming along with me on my little mini vlog. I was very embarrassed being in there. I didn't want to like take recording while she was doing it. I just felt kind of embarrassed. And I don't like to disturb the artist while they're working because then I'm going to get like a crooked line or something and it's going to be my fault. So I didn't do a lot of video. I was in there, but I did it and it was only an hour long. I couldn't believe it. So yes, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.